And hope you're having a great day today. Welcome to the Thinkific Facebook Live series, where we're interviewing course creators, entrepreneurs, content creators, people all across the online education spectrum. And we're looking to learn from the very, very best, and hopefully teach everyone that's joining us live and on the replay some extra tips, extra tricks, how they can get the most out of their course creation process. And it's a real pleasure today to welcome Marc Lalonde. I hope I pronounced your last name right there, mate.
Oh, yeah.
And he's the founding partner of Branding YOUniversity, and he's also a fellow course creator here on the platform. Marc, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Amazing, brother. Amazing. Thanks for having me. It's an honor.
Mate, it's a real pleasure to have you here. And you know, for me personally, I know I'm really going to enjoy this conversation because I know you're someone who's a real specialist at affiliate marketing. My background is previously in affiliate marketing, so I'm looking forward to learning some tips from the expert here.
You got it. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Marc, why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and a little bit about your story?
Would you like the 5-minute version or the 3-hour?
Well, we've got quite a bit of time, so let's give them just a little taste, a little introduction, a little 30-second version, and then we'll get into it.
How about this? From when I quit my job to creating courses in 5 minutes.
That sounds good.
Sounds
that
good?
Works.
Yeah.
I was a computer programmer pretty much all my life. Instead of throwing the soft ball around and being a jock, I was programming at around 8, 9 years old, and just it became my passion. And I fell into that space, obviously. I was a professional computer consultant for 18 years, but they were long, dreadful, alcohol-induced years, too much stress, deadlines. I was looking for an entrepreneurial out. And I tried all kinds of entrepreneurial ventures along the way, from selling pet food door to door to opening a painting company, all kinds of stuff, just to break free from the chains of conformity. And I bumped into an industry where I could sell wellness products. And that's what I kind of fell into, started building sales teams, and did pretty well. I'm getting into the course creation because this is the ultimate thing, just as a little preview here. But I learned online marketing. I was able to make about $10,000 a month through sales, just selling protein shakes and that kind of stuff, and building teams. But I was stuck at about $20,000 a month. And there were other leaders out there making about $100,000 a month, and they were not, it didn't look like they were working that hard. They were doing a lot of online stuff. So I just observed them and fell into online marketing. And then once I started placing ads and learning how to put my stuff in front of the right people, everything clicked. I went from making 100 grand to 263 in a 1-year period just by showing my stuff to the right people. And then personal branding came into play. I learned how to personally brand myself, my face, provide value, basically non-agenda driven value, just to build my audience and build my audience for free. And I still grinded. Like half of my duties were cold calls, grinding. But then when I started, and online marketing, but then when I started doing a lot of value videos in whatever niche, because I kind of jumped around different niches, it was absolutely insane. As my audience was growing and I pushed that send button on my email list, every time I pushed the send button, it was like more sales, more sales, more sales, more sales. And then people asked me how I was doing it. And I started charging public figures and pretty big companies, pretty large sums of money to teach them how to do online marketing and brand themselves. Now we're jumping into the course creation here, because the first course I launched was something called Twitter Lead Machine. And it was a couple of years back on no platform. I had no platform. I had no course platform. It was basically a series of videos. Many people watching this in my audience probably have the course. And this is where I had my mind was absolutely blown. This was 3 years ago. I released the course to my audience because I had branded myself. It was a $500,000 launch, guys. I made the first day was like 50 grand in paper. The first 2 days, this is why I was like, whoa, this is where Thinkific's going to come into play here. I was blown away because I was just processing PayPal payments, and I'm like, what's going on? This is crazy. $50,000 through PayPal, just through me. No affiliates yet. It's about to get a lot better. So then I just kind of did my own affiliate thing by basically saying, whatever you sell, I'm going to tag your page, give you a homemade kind of redirect link, and just send payments through PayPal. And that's how it started. That's why I started looking for platforms such as Thinkific. And within a 3-month period, it was $500,000. This is 3 years ago. So that's when I said, got to figure this course platform thing out, because I was transferring my knowledge one-on-one, making pretty good bank. But when it got to scaling, couldn't do that, which leads me to, I tried several platforms. I'm talking a lot, right?
No, go for it, mate. This is great.
I tried several platforms along the way, did very well in other course platforms as well. But here's where Thinkific comes into play. I've always been struggling with the setting up affiliates, because let's face it, I rather have 10,000 people out there promoting my stuff and giving them a cut than getting the whole cut myself and selling 1% of the courses. Just makes sense, right? Then I could focus on building my audience. And you guys, your affiliate program, the way people get locked to you for life once they unlock a course, that changed everything. I just started promoting affiliates, free affiliates in Thinkific in August, and now we're getting affiliates every day. We're in the thousands of affiliates now. So in a nutshell, this is kind of from A to Z and where I am now. And should I mention my Thinkific shop or my Thinkific store?
Yeah,
it's really,
we'll definitely dive into that for sure. So tell people what you actually teach. What is the topics that you teach on?
What I teach is what I've done to become a 7-figure earner. It's personally branding yourself. We call the university is actually called Branding YOUniversity.com. So it's YOU, Branding YOUniversity.com. So we talk about personal branding, online marketing, social media strategies, audience building, and they're all free courses. Now, let me explain, if you're curious, why free courses? To bring people in, educate them, nurture them, get them coming back every single week. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we have a Sunday webinar every Sunday that goes into the training vault, and people keep coming back in the community. And affiliates make 75% when we do launch something or when we do sell something. So my model is 7-to-1. You guys stop me anytime, because those of you.
That's great. Honestly, this is amazing. Like you're telling a story that I think a lot of people want to hear, because it sounds like you've really taken the time to figure this out. This isn't like you just clicked a switch and it was like, overnight 7-figure earner. You've like trod the road, so to speak. But you managed to find that. You managed to find what worked by having a great affiliate program, and obviously giving your affiliates a great opportunity to promote you. So yeah, please continue, mate. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's a little trick here for the geometric progression, right? Because I used to do network marketing in the past, so I understand that if you bring someone in, compensate them to grow their own teams, that concept of geometric progression growing by itself, it's actually what I've applied with your technology. Here's how it works. Free affiliates get in for free. In other words, they come into, it's built in Thinkific, obviously, but when they come in and sign up to be a free affiliate, they do it through a free course. It's set up as a course. Once they come in, there's a couple of steps they have to take, and then I apply the 25% affiliate percentage to them. So when they offer up free courses, what they're doing is they're locking a bunch of students to them now. They're building their own little mini audience within. It's encouraging for them because we have one flagship course. It's really a subscription, guys. It's a subscription. It's called the Platinum Partnership, and it's built from a subscription course, which is $77 a month. What do you get for that? you get 75% opposed to 25%. Now, here's where the magic happens. When free affiliates start bringing a bunch of people in, and on a Sunday webinar, I decide to push the Platinum Partnership with a couple of bonuses, all the free affiliates that have a ton of people locked up to them, all of a sudden get 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrades that Sunday. And they're like, whoa, I just got 25%. Let's round it off at 80 bucks. I'll explain it real quick. If they're making 25% off their 3 Platinum partners, that's $20, $20, $20. If they upgrade to Platinum, those current members go up to 75%, and that's residual for them every month. So what's happening is, it's only math, right? If they've got 3 Platinum partners, they just upgraded because they're offering free courses all the time. It encourages them to give more free courses, growing the database, getting more free affiliates in, and automatic upgrades are happening more and more because that's growing. You guys understand how that's working?
Well, yeah, mate, it's amazing. Like, I'm absolutely blown away. And in fact, I think this would warrant perhaps another, maybe even like a longer hour. So I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me on in the Facebook comments on YouTube that they would love to have almost like a step-by-step process, perhaps, or even it could be the topic of your next course, I think. But if you specifically helped Thinkific users with that.
Well, I'll tell you what my next course is. This is why we need to talk afterwards. I'm not pitch, but when you...
You can use pitch, it's fine.
No, here's the thing.
Well over here.
Here's the thing, guys. I've made, without Thinkific, I've made multiple 7 figures just selling courses through trial and error through different platforms. Thinkific was acquired by me to build a massive affiliate, self-growing affiliate community. It's starting to go. We just launched free affiliates in August, guys. Now it's getting thousands of affiliates are piling in. So it's just going to grow, grow, grow. That's what it was for. We haven't had a proper launch yet. I haven't launched a course in there yet. So we're going to do that in March. Just as a little heads up, it's going to be on how to create a course, because everyone knows this aligns with you guys perfectly. Everyone knows something that someone wants to learn. It's all about getting it to that target market, which is something we teach incredibly well in Branding University, is how to pinpoint your audience for free on platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and invite them to your online course. But I never made a course on how to set up your own online course. So this is what I'm going to launch in March, and that's why I want to talk to you guys about that.
Amazing. Well, we're looking forward to talking about that with you after the live. But what you mentioned there was, people can trying to go and find their target audience or target customer avatar. Well, what are the key takeaways that a course creator that's perhaps struggling right now, perhaps doesn't know where to begin? Apart from obviously going to take some of your free content, because you've got a ton of free content on your site, but is there any key tips that someone can take away during this live session? Absolutely.
Okay. Tip number 1, go download my Twitter 1.0 course. I'm not pushing you that way. I'm going to tell you what I'll sum up what it does. Twitter is the single best platform for generating super targeted business leads on demand for free. Facebook can be better, but it's expensive. So I'll give it to you in a nutshell why Twitter is the thing that turned me into a 7-figure income earner, which is why I was able to sell that many copies, because people have seen my results. Twitter, check this out. You can follow competitors' followers. Many of you may not be aware of that. It's the most powerful thing you can do if you've got the right type of content spitting out. I'm going to take it easy here because it's super exciting. There's 2 ways to acquire leads. Number 1 is active prospecting, when you go out and contact people that you know in advance are targeted. Very easy to do on Twitter with Twitter searches. We use reciprocation. In other words, follow people in your niche and a percentage will follow you back. So in Twitter One, the whole strategy was to tighten that conversion. Can we get a 50% follow back? So now we're hitting about 50 to 60% follow back on who you follow. So when they follow you back, there's a process that we take, which is a direct message approach with a series of scripts to unlock a course. Because the best way to acquire an audience member is to demonstrate you can help them by actually helping them first for free. If you can do that, they're tuning in, they're locked in. A lot of people have commission breath. They go too quick. It's like going on a date. You don't take the person home that night. It's a bit of romancing to do, right? So it's like, we do that through Twitter because whether you're selling cupcakes or whether you're teaching how to play guitar or whether you're teaching how to personally brand yourself, you find the accounts, we teach you how to do that. Find the competitors that you dream to be like. Gibson Guitars, if you're a guitar teacher, guitarlessons.com. You find those accounts and you filter out their followers in a certain way where you just follow them and follow them and follow them. And when they follow you back, you send them a direct message with a series of back and forth scripts in Twitter that have been tested, tried, and true by me. So just as a little results testimonial case, we've generated over 100,000 leads to over 1,000 small businesses. So this stuff works. One little thing, I could go on forever, but I'll give you the important reasons why this works is because in the online marketing world, people are under the misconception that everyone's using robots and machines, but they're not. It's less than 1% of the Twitter sphere that's doing that. But we're wrapped up in the marketing world that we think everyone is. So when someone follows you back, they're actually physically taking an action. If you don't use the next 48 hours to contact them, you're leaving so much money on the table, it's crazy. So that's the active prospecting. And the passive marketing is the tweets that go out. It's like fishing. You're waiting for them to bite.
Nice.
I'm gonna let you guys jump in because I will.
That's great. That's
I was gonna say that's amazing. Yeah, sorry, I was gonna say that's an amazing way to think about it, because I think sometimes we, as marketers or as course creators, entrepreneurs, we can sort of forget what the other communities and the other people outside of our industry think as well. It's also a lot the same for ads. Like how we write an ad or how we write a copy, perhaps not putting ourselves in the shoes of our customers or our students. It's a really great point. And in fact, that 48-hour window is an absolute pivotal time. And I know Rob's had tremendous and huge success with Twitter as well, mate. So I know it really worked for you when you've done those deals.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Twitter is one of those things that people are, writing off as a social platform right now. It's been around for a really long time and there's a lot of noise there, but if you use it well and you've got a strategy, I think, which Mark, you sound like you do, you can definitely leverage that. Got a couple questions here, if you guys are cool with taking some. From YouTube Live, we've got a question. Anthony, if I'm not saying your name right, Fleischman Jr., good to have you here. You had some questions. You're kind of comparing, Thinkific with other platforms. If you have any specific features or things that you want to do with an online course platform, let us know. We're happy to answer those for you. Patty knows the platform inside and out, and we've got Mark here who knows it as well, really well. So let us know what questions you have specifically when you're, as you review different solutions. Anthony had a question here as to what company, or I guess platform, do you recommend for opt-in and sales pages for your affiliates to use? I'll let you guys answer, but my take on that is that we have an affiliate tracking system built into Thinkific. So you can create affiliates that can share, you can create affiliate codes and links for and everything, and it'll track all of that for you. So that's one option. Gentlemen, you guys have any other suggestions? Maybe Mark and Patty?
I was going to say, I'm going to echo Rob there. You can create sales pages, custom pages that can only be viewed by people that are affiliates. So very similar to similar in the way how Mark's got it set up. You can create a course, like a private course, for example, or an application only course using the private tick box on your course settings. Call it like your affiliate application course or whatever it is that you want to do. Once that person signs up, once that affiliate signs up, then you can create a custom page. So any content, any information, any sales pages, any of that stuff can be posted there as well. But you've got a lot of flexibility with Thinkific to create custom pages. But based, coincidentally, like this question obviously coming after the discussions that the intro that Mark gave us, the way for how like Mark's described how he set up his affiliates right now sound really, really good. So I would actually go as far as to say, whatever Mark, Anthony, I would absolutely recommend you probably take a leaf out of Mark's playbook here and give that a try.
Here's what I say. It's Anthony, right?
Yeah.
Anthony, buddy, here's what I say, man. Thinkific alone on its own, bud, I would just, people need to, when they unlock a course, I would use a free mini course as your capture page on the Thinkific platform, because you can download the CSV in the back of all your students, and then you just import them to whatever you got, Aweber, whatever. It's incredible. I actually do this every morning for my students, and I attach their affiliate code, and I've gone a step further, but that data, guys, in one click in the morning, you go in the back of Thinkific, you click a button, and within literally 30 seconds, the CSV's in your email, and then it's raw data. You can do whatever you want with it, import it right to Aweber, delete a couple of columns, right? I mean, you don't need it. You don't need the capture page. Thinkific is a capture page, right?
Good point.
Really is.
Yeah, great point. Just take out that extra step, and then that'll just make it a more smoother. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
There's a question here for you, Mark, from Ali, our good friend Ali from pretty sure somewhere in Scotland. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but
Australia. She's in Australia. I just remembered Ali. I think she's Scottish, but she lives in Australia.
Oh, okay.
There you go. I got it wrong. She came in on the chat private message. I think. A couple of weeks ago, yeah, so I've not forgotten. Hi, Ali, how you doing?
Hey, Ali. Ali's got a really good question here. Mark, does the DM is that automated after they follow you on Twitter? Do you automate that? She's wondering that direct message after they follow you on Twitter.
No, you can't do that. You're going to Twitter jail.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the answer I was looking for. Perfect. So no automation, no bots happening there, Ali. And it is New Zealand, Patty. We were both wrong.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna throw something in though. It's Ali or Adi?
Ali, yeah.
Ali? Okay. Pitch Fest. In Twitter One, in Twitter Lead Machine, we have a way to send, I believe it's about 100 DMs a minute without automation. So it's kind of our little thing. Pitch Fest.
There you go.
Because Twitter does allow you to send out a certain amount as long as they're not pushed all at once. So even if it's like every second, depending so you can do it fast if they follow you back, but you just can't send them all at once. Don't use that software if you're looking at it, whatever it is.
That's interesting because I think we've for the longest time been using MailChimp for our email communications, and I have this thing where it's like you can stagger your sends every like couple of minutes to ensure you don't get like website crushing clicks or just any sort of like spam protection and stuff like that. So that's some very good advice there. Because like you end up like getting people just saying like, oh, this is a bot, or like I said, Twitter jail, which we don't want to go to.
That's right. Exactly. No, you never want to go into any sort of social media jail. Okay, got another question here. Actually, more of a comment. Brand Busy from YouTube Live says that for opt-ins and leads, they use Opt-in Monster, another tool that's great. So they have they don't have monthly pricing. It's just one annual fee. So that's a good tool to use. I'm just trying to go through all the comments here, but this is good. Mark, I want to ask you, how do you then really, keep your affiliates engaged? And I think you touched on this a little bit with, your strategy with Twitter and things, but how do you keep them engaged so that they do continue to promote, obviously incentivized monetarily on the back end, but Is there any other sort of like soft touches that you use outside of that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. If you don't keep them, if I say, if you don't feed the lions regularly, they're out of here. They're going to look for food. So I need to nurture them all the time with new, fresh content. So how I do that is when they sign up for a free course, they go in a couple of lists, okay? Because emails open rate suffers a little bit. So we have chatbots as well. We use those two technologies mostly, ManyChat and Aweber, pretty much. And we modify the emails. You know, you put dots when you say sales and try to get by those spam filters. And every single Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we run a live webinar that gives completely free value on either personal branding, social media branding, audience building, all the branding stuff. Basically, it's brand visibility, audience building, relationship building, new connections and sales. We call it We've Got Your Backs, BACKS. So we cover those topics for any business every Sunday. And they get notified of the Sunday coming with the topic. It's always a brand new, fresh topic. And they get notified of the replay on Monday. So keeping these people fed, like keeping them happy and fed, everyone's got their time when they're going to click or buy. And we just keep them fed. That's how we do it, is by continuous, constant training. As long as you're adding with free courses all the time, every time you do a sale, you've got 10,000 new people. So you're doing the same thing over and over again. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely. So you've just got to make sure that your content is going to be obviously it's got to be great content. You've got to be consistent. Like in your case, every single week you're delivering brand new content to those people that sign up for free. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a similar thing when if you're promoting a SaaS tool like Thinkific, for example. You've got to give great content to your affiliates so they can go and promote it and make it easy for people to promote it as well. So what do you do there, Mark? What do you actually do there? How do you make it as easy as possible for those affiliates to promote you?
Amazing capture pages with you guys. Yeah, I use one of your themes. The one with the nice one. Well, the nice bold, narrow lettering. It's one of your themes. And when I launch a course, for example, like we have 8 free courses, and this is what we do. Our next one is called Content is King. It's like a 16-part course in Thinkific for free. When it gets released in the university, all affiliates get to run with that course, give it away for free. Their incentive is to get people locked to them. That's it. They just want to get people locked to them. And when I explain to them, look, you're helping someone with their current business. Do not introduce your product or service to people. Help them first, lock them to you with this free course, and then I'll take care of the rest on Sunday. I'll sell for you. So
yeah.
Nice.
It's endless. Just really quick, we have a course called Your Story is Your Money. A lot of people don't have a story, like their own story. That's the Branding 101. You need a story, where you came from, where you are, and where you're going. So that course is a free mini course in Thinkific. Affiliates take that course and just offer it. And their incentive is that it locks people up. And with mini courses, you can come out with them every 2 weeks, every month is good. That's how we keep them. That's how we keep them running, guys.
That's great. I think one of the things that if you guys are watching this live on the replay, what you guys will notice is a lot of the questions we ask Mark, he says, "Well, I have a course that actually talks about this." And so, you're doing so much work and you're doing a lot of business, but you're not repeating your work, right? So I guess this is a little bit outside of the affiliate marketing talk, but just in general, the way you run your business seems like if you're getting the same questions over and over again, you have a course that answers that. So even with your affiliates and how you manage them, and you're doing webinars, which is at scale. So guys, if you guys are watching this live or on the replay, just really kind of take note of that, because Mark's leveraging different platforms, Thinkific being one of them, to have high touch points with his affiliates and his students all the time. And so That's a really good point to see. I got a question here from Brand Busy from YouTube Live. Did you guys mention how long a short course should be? A really good question, actually. So Mark, you refer to short courses.
Yeah.
How do you, is there like sort of like it's 10 lessons, or is there sort of a number that you look at, or is it based on results? How do you kind of gauge that?
Well, the way I structure it is it's 7 lessons and 7 to 10 for a mini course. And then there's a webinar overview, which is a big image with the text describing the webinar. And then there's the full training. So all of my modules have a webinar overview and the full training, webinar overview, full training. So they get to look at the image, look at the bullet points. If they want it, they click that. So I'd say 7 to 10 is good for a mini course. The more the better. The more the better, right?
Yeah. Awesome. That's good. So hopefully that answered your question there, Brand Busy. So it is true. The more the better. You know, just because it's a mini course, don't short it and still provide value. So I want to ask you guys again, when it comes to engagement with your affiliates, Patty as well, you know, Patty managing all of our affiliates at Thinkific. What are some tips? I think Anthony here on YouTube Live was saying that he only does sort of occasional email blasts to his affiliates, nothing really set up automated or any sequences. What are some things that A, that you can do, and B, also sort of part 2, what are some of the mistakes and pitfalls that, you know, people make when, you know, managing or dealing with affiliates?
Great question. Do you want to go, Mark? I'm gonna jot a few things down whilst I'm.
Yeah, okay, because there are lessons to be learned and there are some grave mistakes here that I've done. For me, there's a couple of ways to do it. Every day I provide something. Like I'm always providing a piece of content to the whole audience, which is completely generic. Well, not generic, it's for any home business entrepreneur. That comes in daily, but the Sunday webinars, the culture of the Sunday webinars, I've had people say, they go to church at night now because Sunday webinar is their church. It's like it's becoming a thing, a place where not only I teach, but the people, it's a family. Oh, how you doing, Chris, today? Hey, Rob. So they're kind of like, they come to meet each other. So that's a great way, building a tight family community for them to keep coming back would be, aside from the consistent content, is having a day and time and never missing it. I've been doing Sunday webinars for 3 years. 3 years ago was the first time I actually got on video. And since the first webinar, I think I missed 5 in all that time every Sunday because of surgery and stuff like that. But when I started, guys, the first webinar, there was 5 people on it. And for the first year, there was less than 12 people. I just kept doing them. Word got out, and then people just keep returning. So that would be probably the most powerful way, is to detach yourself from it in the way that they communicate with each other and help each other out. Mistake? Do you want the mistake?
Yeah, let's do it.
I teach branding, obviously. I teach personal branding because I've been able to successfully brand myself. A big mistake, if you've got affiliates, specifically affiliates, do not promote your stuff to them, your brand stuff. Because for me, we're dealing with affiliates here. My goal is for affiliates to bring more people in. So the minute I say, hey guys, I got a great product, come follow me. They're going to follow you if they want to follow you. They'll look you up. But once you start self-pitching yourself, me, the growth stops. That's a mistake I've done before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So then what do you then promote? How do you approach that communication with your affiliates?
I always promote the platform, Rob. Always promote Branding University. Perfect. So that when people invite people, they're not afraid to invite them because I'm going to steal them into whatever I'm doing. Well, when you brand yourself, people are going to look you up anyways. Mm-hmm. That's the power of personal branding. But I always redirect them to the university. We have a new course coming out, and we pay out 75%. Mm-hmm. So the moment I get away from that, like if I launch courses myself, I can't put them in the Thinkific platform because that Thinkific platform is for my affiliates. When I launch a course like Funnel is Funnels, it's a $3,000 course on another space. I can't put that in there because I don't want to give 75% away, first of all. And second of all, that I cannot promote to Branding University. I cannot tell people I promote that. So I have my brand, then I have the school. Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're separating, you're keeping your activities and your different programs, different products very separate from each other, and you're not doing a lot of like, well, you're not like cross promoting. So if you've got like a list on one or a list on other, and say, oh, by the way, we've got this great, great course, Branding University, that we think you might be interested in. So you're not doing that. You've got to keep it consistent.
Well, here's the thing, Patty. It's like, I'm Marc Lalonde. I'm the entrepreneur. I'm the entity. I'm the brand. I have several companies. One of my companies is Branding University. It's like Grant Cardone is Grant Cardone. He has Cardone University. It's one of his companies. So it's a different thing. I also work in other, we're entrepreneurs, right? We have multiple income streams. This Thinkific is assisting one of my income streams. Make sense?
Yeah.
And I don't want to mix my own products into my income streams. They're separate entities.
Yep. Got it.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, and like that's some really great advice there. So for those that have got multiple programs, multiple and like I say, lines of revenue, obviously just choose wisely and treat your affiliates wisely as well. A couple of things that stood out to me. To a person asked the question about things that you should do. Obviously, again, always staying in touch. Really important. And if depending on like the type of platform that you use, Facebook groups are great, Slack groups are great. If you've got software or if you're using Thinkific, then highly recommend you reach out and stay in touch with them on a regular basis. You can do things like what we call like event-driven newsletters. So if someone creates their first sale, maybe figure out a way that you can automate that and drop them out a little note and say, hey, saw you created your first sale, congratulations. And also offer bonuses as well. So bonuses for hitting certain goals is a great way to do it. We're running if anyone that's an affiliate on Thinkific right now, I've got an incentive right now where if people go download a guide, a Thinkific guide, then I'm paying out a couple of dollars per download of the guide, and it's just something that we're adding up on top. So little things like that I think also make a great difference. Biggest mistakes or mistakes you can make. I think it's a number of things, but really it's the communication with affiliates that are just got to make sure you do that well and stay in touch with them. If you don't stay in touch with them, like Mark was saying, the lions and the pride are going to be gone and they're going to be eaten somewhere else.
That's great. These are great tips, guys. So hopefully if you guys are watching, taking some notes, I love those tips, really keeping in touch. Mark, with your weekly webinars and not being discouraged with just 5 people showing up and 12 people for a whole year. And then I've seen your lives now, even on Facebook, and you've got like a lot of people tuning in on a regular basis. So well done on that. So just being consistent with that, guys, I think that's great. There are some questions here as well. And, you mentioned, you're doing lives and people are talking to each other rather than almost talking to you in these weekly webinars. It's kind of what happens on YouTube as well. So even on YouTube now, it's good to see some of the conversation between, Anthony and Brand Busy and some of the other people on YouTube Live. So you're just providing sort of this platform for people to communicate and have community. Any other tips, you guys, that you guys want to share as we kind of wrap things up? Mark, maybe tell people where people can find you as well.
Branding YOUniversity.com. There are 8 free courses, 8 more coming out in 3 months. And there you go. There's enough. Here's my pitch. There's enough in the free courses. And if you plug into the free training, you guys are going to love this. That you'll never have to buy another course again. Oh, I said it.
Yeah, you went there.
I went there.
Yeah. No, this is great. We love all your work and, super happy for your success and excited for what's going to happen this year with you. If you guys want to connect with Mark, where can they find you? Where's your Facebook page and things like that? on social?
Yeah, you can go to brandingyouuniversity.com/group. brandingyouuniversity.com/group. That goes to our Branding University group. So every time we have a replay or a free course, anything that has to do with the university, it's in there.
Perfect.
Nice.
Awesome. Great. And great. So if you guys are watching on the replay, drop your questions in. Mark is in our Thinkific Studio Facebook group as well. So we'll make sure that we track him down and answer your questions for you if there's anything that we can't answer. Otherwise, join us tomorrow if you guys are watching this live. If it's not Wednesday anymore, then you missed it. But our good friend Aaron Morin is going to be doing a live demo of the new and improved student experience. So that'll be really fun. So you'll get to see Aaron Morin live tomorrow. Patty, anything you want to say to the crowd before we go?
Yeah, just wanted to say, hey, thanks so much for joining us for this Facebook Live. Make sure you leave a comment, give us a like if you loved it as well, and let us know if you've got any more questions, because we do hop in from time to time on these replays and get back to people there. And certainly, if you're an affiliate as well and you want to promote Thinkific, just drop me a note in the comments, just mark my attention, or just put at Paddy, and I'll put you in the right direction about getting signed up.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everyone watching live, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks again. Bye-bye. Cheers, Mark.
Bye.